Greetings duplicant and welcome to the breach. Well, this episode won't be released on its normal Wednesday because I had a slight issue with recording software. I'd shown a design plan for a kitchen and then I'd moved on to talking about the issues I have with how I've set up the kitchen this time. As you can see, the only recordings I have is part way through the construction, so let's go through it. Circled here is our freezer section. As you can see, I've put some bleach stone in there and that's presently off gassing to give a chlorine atmosphere to kill any germs that get in there. Here we have our fridge set to a maximum of 5 kilograms of refrigerated food. This loader will take the barbecue from the grill and feed it into the hopper. The hopper just transports the barbecue into our freezer section. This loader takes food from the freezer section and fills up the fridge. This steel towel is the workhorse of the freezer section. It is cooled down by the hydrogen and the food sits on it, and so by direct contact it cools down the food quickly. This is the cooling solution for both my base and the freezer section in the kitchen. It contains both a thermal regulator and aqua tuner and will be using a steam turbine to delete the heat produced by both those items. I'm going to run piping through the floors of my base to help equalise the air temperature in all areas. The barracks have ended up quite cold because of the wheeze-warts we have for producing science, and the stables are quite hot because of all the automation we have in there. Our cooling system is going to be filled up with polluted water to allow us to go to negative numbers on our coolant. Here we have the full cooling solution. We've filled it up with polluted water and we've had it circling for 2 or 3 cycles now. And we're already seeing a few degrees temperature difference around the stables, ranches. As you can see, this floor isn't being actively cooled and it is 38 degrees Celsius, while the floor above it that is actively cool is only 31 degrees Celsius. When I originally set the hydrogen loop up, I set the temperature to too low and accidentally turned the chlorine gas into a chlorine liquid in my freezer section, so I've had to back up on the temperature. Here's the beginnings of the new colony we're setting up. At the moment we've only got 1 duplicant in there, working very hard, and soon we're going to need to send another one after the transmitter resets. This second duplicant will be another constructor digger. The third duplicant we will send through to get this colony set up will be somebody with a science background so we can look at all the vents and geysers. We also need a science-based duplicant to activate the resource transporters as well. Once we've got the resource transporters online, we can pump in some fresh oxygen and hopefully overpressure it so the polluted dirt doesn't outgas polluted oxygen. I believe this is going to be one of my permanent colonies, so I'm going to set it up as if I'm going to stay here with food production and all the amenities needed for duplicants to stay here. But I doubt the ones digging now are going to be the ones that are going to be staying in this colony. We're going to be HR right now and just look through the duplicants' resumes and see who will be most suitable to go and help on our new colony world. It looks like Nisbet is going to be our perfect duplicant for our new colony. He has interest in both digging and construction, just the kind of skills required for our new setup. I'd rearranged some of my power draw and obviously I'd forgotten to plug back in the duplicant scrambler, so I'll have to sort that out. Because Nisbet will no longer have access to barbecue, his morale will drop and so we need to reduce his morale needs, so we're going to scramble him and just add some low level skills to him. So I've decided where I'm going to place my temporary barracks, because it's more important that I have barracks than I have the perfect place for them at the moment. Nisbet has been nicely scrambled, so we're going to give him a few skills and then we'll pack him off to the new colony. Because Nisbet has an interest in digging and construction, the first 2 skill picks are free. So we're going to pick tier 2 of digging and construction, which will mean that we can move out to the starting biome. Bon voyage and bonne chance, Nisbet. So Nisbet's arrived safely at the new colony. We need to set him to work immediately and get the new barracks built so he has somewhere to sleep tonight. Which, now I've said it out loud, seems very, very cruel, but I've worked for companies like that, so yes. So this area is going to be the new barracks. It's going to be rather austere, but it's going to be away from all the debris, so it will reduce the impact that has on my duplicants' morale. We're going to increase the priority of this job to a 9 to make sure the duplicants get it done as soon as possible. One thing I will eventually notice is that I've set up a great hall, but I haven't set it up because I forgot to plant anything in the flower pot. Well, that was a silly mistake, not building more toilets before I sent more duplicants. During the building process, I've noticed that the bottom vent is actually a cobalt volcano, and I'll soon discover to the right of my base I have a minor volcano. And there I go again, not quite paying enough attention to what the duplicants were doing, and yes, I've now just unlocked that water that I didn't want to. On the next episode, we need to get our third duplicant here. We need to hammer this colony into shape, and we need to dig it out and get rid of all the natural stuff so we can see if we are going to find useful resources here. Thank you for watching, and as always, I'll see you on the other side.